are getting started here. Welcome. I see a bunch of people here in the chat on YouTube. Welcome. So nice to see you. Um, Hopefully you can hear us and see us okay. This is only the second time I've done this on YouTube. And to be honest, it's really fun and a little confusing. Like we have to do some different things. Did I say Zoom? I meant YouTube Live. Um, but it's fun to be here. I'm here with Sarah Gribble, who does so many things for us at The Right Practice. Sarah, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. So many things. So many things. Yeah, I'm Sarah Gribble. I'm a horror and dark fantasy best-selling, Amazon best-selling international whatever author. I'm also a book coach and do a lot of behind the scenes work at The Right Practice.
Sarah makes sure that we all do what we need to do at The Right Practice. We're very grateful for her. Um, Welcome, everyone. We're here to hear from you and what questions you have about the right practice and some changes that we're making, hopefully for the better in our community. We're going to talk about some of those changes. I'm going to share kind of the vision of the right practice, why we exist, and how we're changing and how that will possibly affect you and how you participate with us in our programs. So I'm so glad you're here. We have some folks here in the chat. I also want to give a shout out to especially Jamie L. Biggs, who is our community support person at The Right Practice. If you've ever emailed The Right Practice, you probably talked to Jamie at some point. And we also have Elizabeth Nettleton here, who is on our team. She does content at The Right Practice and helps us with a lot of things as well. So thanks, Jamie and Elizabeth, for being here with us as well. So I'm going to just start at the beginning with why the right practice exists. What is it for? Uh, why do we need something like the right practice? Uh, I started the right practice in 2011 because I realized that I had this dream of being a writer. I had just finished my first book back in 2011. And yeah, I knew that I had so much more to learn about the writing process, about how to grow as a writer. And I realized something that writers need practice, right? None of us are born knowing how to write. This is not an innate talent or skill that any of us get on our own. We have to learn how to write. And we learn it through practice, through deliberate practice. And great writers throughout history have always practiced, right? And I knew that I wanted to learn to practice better, and I wanted to do that within a community. And so I started the right practice in 2011, and since then, it's grown to what it is now, reaching more than 30 million people since then, which is amazing. So that's the reason why we exist, because writing is worthy of practice. Writing is fun, writing is fulfilling, writing is rewarding in and of itself. And it's also a craft. It's something that we can grow in, and it's something that we should pursue as something that we practice, right? And our mission since then has evolved to helping writers who are aspiring writers who want to get published, who have an idea for a book, and helping them transform into published authors. We help aspiring writers transform into published authors. And we've done that since we started in 2011, and especially since we started 100 Day Book, um, as we've helped thousands of writers finish their books and take them and share them with the world. Um, as I said, I started the right practice in 2011. And for a long time, it was just a blog, right? We posted daily articles with a writing exercise because having a practical exercise has always been an important part of our community, and people would participate there and share their writing in the comments and get feedback and grow as writers. We published books. We published a book called Let's Write a Short Story. That was kind of our first product. Later, I started an online course to really leverage the power of community to help us accomplish our publishing goals. That was called the Story Cartel course. Some of you might have taken that course. It's now called Foundations in Publishing. Um, and then in about 2000, I don't know, 14 or so, we started our first community. And it began very simply, right? With just a forum plugin, right, on our website. It was called Becoming Writer. And the goal was to have a practicing community where people could share their writing and get feedback and accomplish our writing goals together. We had a tradition where every Friday people would share a little bit of their writing, uh, a short story, maybe, or even just like 1,000 word free write and get feedback and grow as writers. Since then, we've grown from like maybe 20 people to hundreds of writers in our community who are workshopping their writing and getting feedback and becoming better writers. And then in like 2016, I think, we started our first course called 100 Day Book, which was really focused on accomplishing the goal of so many people, taking an idea and turning it into a finished book. And as I said, we have helped thousands of people finish their books in that program. And a few years ago, we upgraded our program from the plugin that we had developed, the software that we had developed for managing our community, to a community called Circle, which has been really great. I think we've all really enjoyed being on Circle. It's just a really amazing tool for managing our community and for interacting. And we started kind of tweaking our membership to give access to everything that we do. So that includes writing classes, 100 Day Book, coaching, and so many other great things. The workshops, and interaction with other community members. And now we're doing a few new things. It's not a complete change, but we are excited to offer a couple of new things that I think are really going to help us continue our goal of growing as writers, practicing the craft of writing, and uh, helping guide people from aspiring to published authors. So, the first new thing that we're doing are cohorts. So, one of the things that's been our goal with 100 Day Book is to have an experience that can be done within a group of writers where everyone's writing their books together. That's a really amazing, powerful experience, but also to be able to do that on your own, right? So when you have an idea for a book and you're just not quite sure how to finish a book, you can just sign up for a 100 Day Book whenever you want and finish your book in that program. So we've been offering that for about a year, a self-guided version of 100 Day Book, so you can start your book at any time. That's a really cool thing. But it's also nice to do that within a community. So right now, for example, we have 100 Day Book. Our next cohort is starting in just a few days. It actually, signups close tonight at midnight. And we'll help, dozens of writers uh, take their idea, and together, as we're guiding them through the process, they'll finish a book together. And in a little bit more than 100 days, they'll have a finished book in their hands. Uh, while they're doing it with a group of other writers. That's a cool thing. But we also want to do that for other things. So, for example, coming up soon, we're going to have a book proposal challenge for our nonfiction writing friends. Um, because writing a book is different than writing a book proposal. If you're familiar with the nonfiction writing process, it's a little bit different than fiction or memoir. And so together, we're going to be working on book proposals together. We also want to have a challenge where we have a intentional focus on social media for authors and helping authors navigate social media, create content for social media, and guide their following. So, those are just some examples of challenges that we're going to be doing within cohorts. All right. So, that's what we're calling them. We're just calling them challenges that you do with a cohort. And then the other new thing that we're doing at the Right Practice are critique groups, right? If you've ever been part of a critique group, it's a really amazing experience, or at least it can be. It can sometimes not be an amazing experience, but we want to create amazing collaborative feedback experiences where you can share your writing live with a group and get feedback from the writers in your critique group. These are going to be organized around genres. So we're going to have a speculative fiction for our fantasy and science fiction writing friends. We'll have a YA group. We'll have a group for beginning writers and a group for more advanced writers. And then I think we have one more. What else? Is that it, Sarah? I guess that might be it.
Yeah, we'll have a couple general fiction, just general fiction groups as well.
We'll have
One's
a
taking more and the other one's not. So
That's right. So there you go. We have some different groups, and that's just the start of what we're going to do with critique groups. I think it's going to be a really amazing way for us all to connect and all to get feedback. Writing is a solitary thing, of course, right? We write on our own, and yet creativity is so often collaborative. We learn from each other, we get new ideas from each other. Um, and we need each other to give us feedback, get perspective on our writing. And so we're really excited to launch these critique groups that will be done live. And you'll get to meet writers all over the world and get feedback from them and grow as a writer. Okay, so those are the new things that we're doing in our community. We got started focusing on the practice, the craft of writing, and we're still focused on that. And I think more and more as writers, we need ways to connect with each other. Um, we need new ways to connect with each other live. And so we're excited to be able to offer a variety of different experiences, self-guided experiences where you can start your book whenever you're feeling inspired. And then kind of cohort and challenge-driven experiences where you can do it with a group, and then live experiences where you can connect with other writers, you can get feedback on your writing, and you can grow as writers together. These are powerful things. I have people that I know from critique groups that are friends forever. We have people in our community who've made friends at critique groups, and they're still friends to this day, right? You might make connections that you have for the rest of your life. How cool would that be? And those are the kind of powerful relationships that you can build within community. We're excited to be able to do that. So, we are changing a few things as far as our pricing and our membership levels. I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen and talk through how we're doing um, our membership program. Some of the changes that we're making and how you can participate in that. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. We have a new page on The Right Practice. If you go there right now, therightpractice.com, you can see our new fancy pricing page. I don't think we've ever had a pricing page. It feels so like techie. We're not really the most techie. Not that there's anything wrong with techie. Anyway, all right. So here's what we have. So previously, if you've been a member of our community, we had several different plans, and we've kind of really focused them onto just, it looks like four. It's really like three plans. Um, And the first one is our starter plan because we know that everyone needs resources. Uh, Everyone needs tools to help them grow as writers. And over the years, we've developed dozens of amazing resources. We put them all in one place, okay, in this starter membership. And I'll just show you actually what it looks like inside the community. Here's our Right Practice community that's hosted by Circle. And this is what you would get if you joined as a starter member for $0, right? You can just create an account and get access to all of these things. We have plot type cheat sheets. We have a free plot type assessment. We have a writing and publishing checklist that guides you through from beginning to end the writing and publishing process. We have all of these amazing tools as well. Query letter generator. We have this, it's similar to Write or Die. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's this amazing tool that is now kind of dead, but we've sort of revived it in our own way. And so many other really cool resources. Join our starter tier if you're not already a member. Get access to those things. It's free. We would love to have you as part of that. All right. Now I have too many windows open. Here we go. All right. So the next plan is our writer membership. So this is a monthly membership where you get access to pretty much everything that we have in the right practice, minus just a couple of things. All right. So you join our membership community. You can connect with writers all over the world. You can get feedback on your writing in our workshops where you share a chapter of your book, for example, or a short story you've written and get feedback from writers. Um, we all need feedback. This is a great way to get feedback. We have more than 20 classes worth over $2,000 that you get access to. Um, you can watch them as you go, kind of Netflix style. You also get access to the self-guided version of 100 Day Book. So if you get an idea for a book and you're so inspired, but you need some help, just how do you actually write a book? What's the process for writing a book? How do you make sure that you actually finish your book? You can sign up for that and you get access to our 100 Day Book course that's going to guide you through the process. And you can start it at any time. Okay. And you get lifetime community access. So when you join, you don't join just once, like you'll be part of our community for forever because we want to stay in touch with you for forever as a writer, okay? And we want you to be able to stay in touch with your community. All right? So that's the writer membership. Now we also have our author tier, and it kind of looks the same, only this is a 12-month plan. So when you sign up, you stick around for 12 months. It's kind of a payment plan. After 12 months, you can cancel at any time. But as part of this, you get access to coaching in 100 Day Book and our cohort-based challenges. Okay. So with this every week. Uh, when you're a part of 100 Day Book, a coach on our team is going to check in with you to see what you're working on, what's going well in your program or in your writing, what's going badly in your writing. They're going to hold you accountable to finishing your book and they'll problem solve with you. All right. I think all of us need a coach. I didn't start to really grow as a writer and accomplish my writing goals until I had a coach. And so, as part of this program, you'll get a coach, right? Who can help problem solve with you, who can guide you through the process and help you accomplish your goals. It's a really amazing thing. All right. We're also going to have other future challenges like our um, book proposal workshop, like our social media for authors workshop, where you'll also get uh, access to those as part of this tier. And we'll talk more about that later. Okay. And then our final version is our publishing program, 1 year to publish. In this, you get access to everything that we do at the Right Practice, including editing. We have a team of certified coaches and editors in our community, and they're going to read your book plan. They're going to read your manuscript when it's finished, and they're going to give you professional feedback. Okay. So you'll get pro editing as part of this. You'll also have a weekly mingle where you get to know in a live setting other writers in your cohort that you'll go through this program for over the course of a year. And you'll have 2 rounds of 100-day book over the course of a year. And you'll have a monthly mastermind meeting with me or another coach on our team. Okay. So this is our most exclusive program. It's application only. You can learn more about it there and apply for it there. We have this really cool new pricing comparison thing, all right, where you can kind of compare and contrast what you get at each level, and you can see if, which level is right for you, right? Do you need more of a guided experience where you have a coach who's guiding you through the process of your writing your book? Do you want to start your book at any time whenever inspiration hits? Maybe that would be more useful for you. Or do you want to go the deepest level where you get coaching, a mastermind group, and have professional editing? Maybe that's the kind of feedback you're looking for. So you can see all of that at therightpractice.com/pricing. All right. I do want to just mention again that 100-day book, our cohort for 100-day book begins in just a few days, and it closes. Signups close tonight at midnight. So if that's something that you want to do, if you want to get feedback from a coach, if you want to go through the process with dozens of other writers and have that level of encouragement and support, I do hope that you'll sign up for that by the end of the day. It's an amazing experience. I've done it several times. Sarah, you've done it how many times?
Oh, like 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah. So, we're writers. I've written more than a dozen books. Sarah's written, wow, 5 books now. Is that right, Sarah?
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
So we know that this process works. It works for us. We need that kind of accountability as well. If we need it, then you probably need something like that as well. And we would love to help give you that accountability, that support, that encouragement in 100-day book. Again, that closes tonight at midnight Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 3 a.m. I don't know what time, 9 a.m. in the UK and France or so. I don't know, something like that, 9 a.m. in the morning. You have a little bit more time if you live in the UK. All right, we're going to go to our questions. If you have questions about some of the changes that we've made at the Right Practice, please let us know. You can put those in the chat and we'll get them there. If you have questions about 100-day book and whether it would be a good experience for you, how to get the most out of it, anything about 100-day book, feel free to ask them. If you have questions about something else writing wise, we're happy to answer them as well. Just put those in the chat. But I do want to just say thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of our community. I really believe that as writers, we all need to be practicing. one of the things I talk a lot about is there are 5 components to deliberate practice. When you're trying to grow as a writer, when you're trying to accomplish your goals, when you're trying to get published and become an author, you need 5 things. All right. The first thing is you need to learn the craft, and so that involves things like reading writing books and articles on the right practice and learning the theory and craft behind the writing process. The next thing is you need to do the work. You need to do a practice. A lot of times that involves having goals, having deadlines, okay, having uh, accountability, having consequences, things that we, give you in 100 Day Book, the structure and process of finishing your book. The third thing is you need to have a coach. You need to have someone who's been there and done that, who knows the process of writing a book, knows the process of accomplishing their goals, and can show you that as well and tell you when you're off track. The fourth thing is that you need to have feedback, right? You need to get feedback on your writing. We all need that. I need that. Sarah needs that. You need that too. And you'll get that in things like our critique groups, right? In our workshop. And the last thing is you need a team. And all of us as writers, I think writing can feel very solitary. You can feel very alone as you're writing. Um, and great writers throughout history have always had a team. They've always had a community of people who could support them, who could encourage them, who could be part of their team, who could help them keep going when it's hard, because writing is hard. And we need that team in our corner. And we want to provide these things to you and to our community. Uh, And, there's a lot of other great places and ways to get that too. So I just encourage you to be practicing, right? And if we can help, we would love to do that. All right. Why don't we go into our questions? Did you see any questions you wanted to start with, Sarah?
Yeah, let's start with something super basic here. If they sign up for one tier, can they switch to the other one at any time?
Yeah, so you can switch from, let's see, you can switch from the writer tier to the author tier at any time if you're part of one of our earlier plans. And I should have said, like, uh, if you joined with different pricing, you have access to that pricing for forever, right? That's legacy pricing. We don't plan on changing that for anyone who's already a member of our community, and so you're good, right? If you wanted to change to the writer tier or the author tier, or even when you're to publish, you're welcome to do that at any time. And probably the easiest way to do that is just to send us an email, admin@therightpractice.com, and we can take care of that for you. But you can sign up for one of those tiers. One of the cool things that's pretty recent at The Right Practice is that now you can actually manage all your membership, all your pricing, all your plan on your own account, on your own profile in Circle. So I encourage you to log into your profile and find your plan, and you can change your plan there or even cancel your plan if that's what you want to do there. Okay. For some of them, there are going to be some times that you will not be able to change. Like if you're part of the author tier, it's a 12-month process. And so you can't change your plan for 12 months unless you are upgrading, for example. But you couldn't go to the writer tier for 12 months from when you sign up. Okay.
Yeah. Can you talk about the finish your book guarantee?
Yeah. So we believe in this process. We know that it works, and we've seen thousands of people follow the process and finish their books. And so we believe in it. And to put kind of our money behind it, if you follow the process and you do everything we say in 100 Day Book, you will get, oh, and you don't somehow finish your book, all right? Um, you follow the process, you do everything, and you don't finish your book, then we will fully refund you, okay? We know that it works. We want it to help you. We want to take away some of the risk and fear around the process. And so if you follow the process and it doesn't work, we'll refund you.
Okay. Do you have access to the coach year round during that 12-month commitment for the author tier, or is it just during 100-day book?
Yeah, really good question. So the coaching aspect is during the 100 Day Book process. And as part of the author tier, you get access to the coach for one round of 100 Day Book. And then if you want more coaching after that, we have different coaching plans. We have individual coaching calls that you could sign up for, or you can sign up for coaching for another round of 100 Day Book for $250. And that can be like a payment plan that you pay over the course of a certain number of months. But uh, yeah, so you get one round of 100 Day Book with coaching, and then after that, it changes.
I mean, I would like to point out too, you always have access to everybody on our team in the
Yep,
cafe and things like that. And your fellow members actually have been through a lot of this stuff before. So if you have questions, you're welcome to put them there as well. Um, so if some you said that people that had signed up before would have legacy pricing, but they have access to the things that they were supposed to have access to before, correct?
that's right. Yeah, so
In
if you signed up for classes earlier, you'll still have access to all of those classes as long as they're online, right? Um, so yeah, you're all set.
Yeah. In fact, I think if you look, you might find that you have access to a couple more that you didn't have before. So, bonus. Uh,
Bonus.
do you have resources for writers who aren't writing fiction? You mentioned the upcoming challenge, but are there other resources for nonfiction writers or memoirists?
Yeah, so we have a ton of resources for memoir. And honestly, like memoir and novels overlap a lot because they're both narrative based. For the nonfiction writers who are doing how-to or self-help, we have resources for that as well. And as I mentioned, we're going to be doing a book proposal class, a book proposal workshop where together we work on a book proposal and finish it. And that'll be a really cool thing. That's coming up. We do have lessons on that as well. We have a whole guide on how to write a nonfiction book and how to get published as a nonfiction author. So we have a ton of resources. We're going to have more resources, and we're going to be guiding you through a process together in a cohort soon.
The social media challenge as well will be of great interest, as awful as it sounds to a lot of people for nonfiction writers specifically. Um, can I cancel or pause my membership at any time?
So for the writer tier, you can cancel at any time. For the author tier, because it's a 12-month commitment, you can't cancel until the 12 months are over. And we do that just because it costs us money to pay for our coaches, and we need to have that kind of over a 12-month commitment. Okay. Um, but once those 12 months are over, you can cancel at any time.
If you need to, if you just want to pause, by the way, we actually can do that, but you won't be able to do that on your own. You will have to email Jamie at admin at therightpractice.com, and she can actually do that for you. But you can cancel and upgrade and whatever on your own under your profile. Um, so after 100 A is up, then what are they doing for the rest of the 12-month commitment?
Yeah, so you'll be able to join our workshop. You'll be able to get feedback within the workshop. You can join our critique groups and take your finished book. And at every meeting, share uh, your your book. Uh, at however many chapters. Every kind of critique group's going to be a little bit different how they do things, but you'll be able to get feedback there in the critique groups. We have editing classes that you'll be able to have access to, and other classes to learn the next steps, the writing and publishing process, right? We have foundations in publishing where you can learn how to publish your book from the ground up, right? Um, so we have a ton of more resources that you'll get over the 12 months.
Mhm. Speaking of the live critique groups, how often do they meet and are people like assigned them or can they just join or how are they working?
So for the live critique groups, they're going to be varied. Goodness. I actually don't know where they are right now. Sarah, maybe you can. They're not
They're
all live yet.
they're not all live yet. We have one that's live. Everybody
Okay, I
who's
found it.
is kind of coming up with their own schedule.
Yeah, so this is, for example, writing for young readers, especially YA, middle grade, and even children's writers. Okay, and this is going to meet for the first time on September 10th. All right, at 8 p.m. So if you're a YA writer, middle grade, or children's book writer, this is going to be a great time to connect with your group. It's going to be run by Hannah Wolf, who's a coach on our team, and get feedback on your writing. All right, so you'll be able to kind of share your chapter up to 1,500 words. They'll get live feedback on the call, and then you'll connect with those writers as well. So each group will be a little bit different. As I said, we'll have a YA group, which is here. We have a speculative fiction group that's coming up, a beginning and advanced writer group, and a general fiction group.
And you guys would just RSVP to that and just show up.
Mhm.
They're not assigning anybody. You can go to more than one if you want. That's perfectly fine if, you know, it makes sense to go to more than one. But yeah, it's sort of a casual, more of a casual thing. All right, Joe, let's see how good you are at this.
Oh gosh.
Can you show them where to find their billing at in their profile?
I was even looking at that in mind, but I think because I'm an admin, it's not doing it. Do you know where it is, Sarah?
I know where it is, but I don't believe I can screen share, and I don't know. It's so go to their profile and there's like a billing tab. It's the last one. Um,
Okay. So it would, because I'm an admin, it's not going to show me, but I think it would be here, right, Sarah? This is the profile, or is that not it? Well, you could switch over to Zoom. I think you would be able to find it there. Oh, yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so yeah, when you edit your profile, then there's going to be a tab. I don't need to show my password. Um, right. Okay.
oh, Jamie said you could use her profile if that works for an
Oh, I
example.
think she's a person too, isn't she?
No,
Hmm.
her regular profile is just regular.
Yeah, it won't even let me do it that for that because I can't click on my profile when it's like that.
Glenn said the billing option was in that drop-down menu on his profile. So apparently there's a drop-down menu somewhere for billing.
Okay,
Um,
there we go. We'll send a screenshot maybe so that everyone can see it, but um,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, Glenn wants to know if there's a crime thriller group. I know there was some talk about one. We at the moment we don't have one specifically aimed toward that, but we do have like two different general fiction groups that are all genres. So
Mhm.
those would be an option for you. He also wants to know he's just finished the summer 100-day book session. Yay. He's ready to start editing and then publishing. Is the author level the right one for him, or should he stick with the plan he has?
Yeah, good question, Glenn. And congrats on finishing your book in 100 Day Book. That's amazing. So I think you'll probably be fine for now in the writer tier. Um, and you can just continue with your current subscription. You should get access to everything. But when you are ready to start your next book or your next draft, maybe editing your book, then the author tier, I think, would be the best. But we'd love to have you, and when you're published, I think you'd be really great for that too. So you might check that out as well.
I agree with that. He's currently in the Legacy 100-day plan, not the writer tier. So
Yeah.
for those of them that are kind of deciding whether or not they want to downgrade, do you want to talk about the difference there?
Oh,
Or
because
down,
it's
downgrade. It's not really a downgrade. It's just
yeah.
different.
No, you're welcome to do the writer or the author tier. One of the things we've tried to do is just make these payment plans cheaper, to be honest. And I know that, the economy is a little dicey and money's tight, and sometimes it can feel hard to justify spending a lot on your writing. So that's one of our goals for this payment plan change is to make it more affordable. And um, so that's why we have the writer tier where you can sign up and you can cancel at any time, right? That might be fine for you. Uh, and if you want to switch to the author tier and commit for 12 months, that's fine too, right? I would do it around the time that you plan on doing 100 Day Book next. But in the meantime, you're welcome to stay where you're at. I do think you might need to finish like your 5 payments for the incentive for 100 Day Book. Um, so, yeah, maybe let's talk about this again at our end of 100 Day Book celebration.
Yeah, which is next week already.
Yeah.
Um, is there an accountability aspect at all to the writer tier?
So it's a little bit less because you don't have a coach who's holding you accountable, but you are going to check in every week and you'll see whether you hit your goal or not. You'll post that in the community. Um, so there's a communal accountability aspect, and we'll give you some structures to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, I would say like if you are a self-motivated person, the writer tier is probably fine for you. If you are not, and a lot of people are not when they're writing a book. I am not. Um, so I have to ask Joe and Jamie to coach me when I do 100 day because I can't coach myself. But if you're not very self-motivated, the author tier is definitely your better bet. I've had people do the self-guided 100-day before thinking they could get away with it. And then a couple months later, they're coming to me and being like, I need you to coach me. So you know yourself better than I do. So use your judgment there. Uh, is this group, is this community just for people who publish, who self-publish, or do we help people traditionally publish as well?
Yeah, we help people traditionally publish, and we'll guide you through the process of writing a query letter. And finding literary agents who can help you publish. Um, so it's we've had a lot of writers self-publish, but we also help people traditionally publish as well.
Yeah, we have there's a couple classes actually on writing a query letter and what to do with that whole process. When is 100 Days starting?
So 100 Day Book actually begins the actual 100 days. I probably should know this. I think it's September 9th, but
Oh,
September
so close.
8th. So close. So it begins September 8th. That's the first day of the 100 days. But before that, we have a ton of work for you to do because we know that to finish strong, you need to have a strong plan. And we have a process that we guide everyone through called our book plan process. And so it does take a couple of weeks. And so we'll teach you how to create a book plan, which by the way is more than just an outline. So you'll create your book plan and then you'll be ready to go for your 100-day book process to start on September 8th. Yeah.
And it runs until December 16th is day 100, just so you know. Okay, final question, I believe, is if you want to join the author tier, but you don't want to take the one round of 100-day book this fall, can they postpone their 100-day session?
I believe so, but Sarah, you are the authority much more than I am here, so I'm going to let you answer that one.
Yes, yes, because you're allowed one tier or one round of 100-day as part of the 1 year commitment. We will let you choose a spring or summer session, and you can just email admin or respond to me. There's going to be onboarding emails that come from me. You can just email me and be like, I don't want to do this session. I'd rather do the one in the spring, which is normally starts the second week of February.
All right. Any more questions, Sarah, or did we get them all?
I think it looks like we got them all.
Great. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for being part of our community at whatever level that you are. Um, Writers, I think, as I said earlier, we need each other. It's not enough to just sit down at the page and start writing. We need other people to inspire us, to encourage us, to help us keep going when it's really hard, to help us navigate the publishing process, to help us share our best writing with the world. And um, we've been doing that since 2011, and we're happy to continue evolving, right? This community is going to look different a few years from now, uh, and it looks different than it was a year ago, and hopefully better. So we're so excited to be doing critique groups. We're so excited to have more live experiences, more opportunities to connect, um, because it's important, and you guys deserve it. So thanks for being part of our community. Thanks for letting us support you and help you. It really is an honor. We don't take it for granted. So, uh, yeah, I think that's all. Uh, all right. I hope one last just plug for 100 Day Book that does close tonight at midnight. So if 100 Day Book, getting feedback from a coach, uh, getting that kind of accountability is something you want to do, please make sure you sign up by midnight tonight. Until then, happy writing, and we will see you all very soon.